Welcome. I did something recently that is actually it's a task that seems very practical, however grody and nasty at the same time. And it is a space that many need to address, but don't. I cleaned out my earphones. Now, I don't know who's watching this and where you're watching. If you have a studio set up like me, or if you're watching on your phone, that's awesome. But we are in a society that doesn't listen to these speakers anymore. And the majority of our experiences are consumed in the space of two little earbuds that fit right in your ears. And we wear these all the time. We go to the gym, we drive. I don't. Some people drive with them because they're using their hands-free devices. Okay. They walk with them, they exercise with them, they watch TV with them, they watch movies on them, they travel with them. They are in some people's ears all day, all night. You're watching probably right now with these AirPods, AirBuds, whatever, in your ear, and 18 hours a day for some of these kids or whatever. And I realized, when was the last time you cleaned your earphones? I'm gonna challenge you. At the end of this video, take a look and see what is living in between the speaker and your ear. And in there is a collection of the dirt and vibration and gunk and wax, and it's bothering you as I even describe it, because all of that is a combination of everything in between, produced by you, caught by you, trapped by you, ingested by you, expelled by you. And it's true that if you do not clean your earbuds, your sound will not be clear. What you're supposed to hear, you will not hear well. And often there are times where people would rather throw away what works because they don't want to clean it. Meanwhile, they are responsible, and it's often their excrement that is clogging the airwaves. So I said all of that to preach this one little question. When was the last time you realized it was your fault? That really what was said is not their fault, but really what we project has gotten in the way of a clearer message. It's the fact that we carry wax, we carry sometimes these images, these responses, these triggers. They aren't the trigger. We are the ones that are actually still dealing with the dirt. There was a clear message, but we're getting in the way. When was the last time you took a solid, appropriate object and cleared a pathway and removed the gunk and the junk in your life that you did not realize was clogging the messages and the sounds and the beauty that was around you from receiving to your eardrum? There is so much beauty in this world that wants to get to you. There is so much love, so much joy, so many experiences that want to be involved with you, but some of us haven't taken the time to clear out the junk. So it's hard to receive that. It's hard to participate and take part in something. And then the worst part is we often blame the earbud, our bud, our family, our acquaintances, our friends. We blame everybody else around for what we put in front of them. It's a tough, hard work to do, to actually clean out your earbuds. I took a small sharp instrument, but I had to take my time and put light on it and really take my time to not damage the bud, but remove my dirt. So many times I think friendships fail because we'd rather damage the bud than remove our dirt. We'd rather blame somebody else than do our own work that we're supposed to do on us. We'd rather shame and blame the whole world for something that really we're supposed to forgive. We often crave everyone else give us grace. But when was the last time you gave grace? In this particular space, I think it is very important that if you want to hear the music clearly, you've got to do the work. Do what you've got to do to face the shadows and face the spaces and face the gunk and the junk that unfortunately has been getting in the way. One of the biggest things I have to do is remember this particular quote where parents, do not provoke your children to wrath. In order for me to be a better father, I got to clear out a lot of junk in my life. They're children, they're beautiful, they're amazing, innocent babies. And their whole world is framed by how I act. So, if I don't deal with my junk, it only just gets transferred onto them. So many times it is so important that you deal with the gunk in the middle so that the music can be beautiful again. In fact, the music was already beautiful. It was just hard to hear it. Have you ever thought about what's hard to hear and what's in the middle? And maybe today is a day that you take a little instrument. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be major. It doesn't have to be the most incredible size. You don't need a hammer to do this. This is an earbud. Sometimes less is better. Small adjustments, small instruments, small pieces and mindset readjustments and resets that help you realize, you know what? I'm gonna clear this out in a little bit at a time. And sometimes the best part, if you've ever done this, is gonna get weird, y'all. A little can move a lot. Because by the time you get a hook in there and grab a little, it's attached to a lot. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that all of this was there. Yeah. Sometimes we don't realize how much junk and gunk is keeping us from living our best life. So maybe you're just a little bit away from living your best life. So let's do the work today. Let's get that pick and get the gunk out. I hope you enjoyed us. I'll see you soon.